home movies, photos, and film. Their team of trained professionals will do the rest right here in the U.S. For a limited time, Legacy Box is offering radio listeners an incredible 50% off. Go to legacybox.com/value and save 50% when you digitize your memories. That's legacybox.com/value.
Cancer, a scary word, but not so scary if you have the right team. Hi, this is John DeMasi, host of Health Watch, Sundays at 8 and again at 4 here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. And that team is Dr. Molly Fantasia and the medical staff at Innovative Medical Associates. Yes, cancer is a scary word and a difficult condition if you've been diagnosed. Over the years, the staff at Innovative Medical Associates has helped hundreds of patients with their unique medical hydration protocols. Cancer support is a large part of the practice at Innovative Medical Associates.
We believe in medical hydration. We've improved it so much that we are able to help people across the board with challenges before they become chronic.
Talk about improving your quality of life. Most likely, that'll happen when you visit Innovative Medical Associates. Check them out on the web at innovativemedicalassociates.com or call 856-489-0505 to schedule your initial complimentary consultation.
Hey, it's Rich Ziola. You know that Dr. Mike Veneria is my friend. He's my dentist. He's the master of dental implants. Did you also know that he hosts an annual Veterans Breakfast every year to thank our men and women who have served our country? And he also hosts a free community shredding event so you can shred all those confidential, sensitive documents so nobody hacks your identity and tracks you down. Saturday, November 9th, Veterans Day weekend. Your opportunity to come out, say hello to our veterans, thank them, get some coffee, cake, donuts, even breakfast pizza. Breakfast pizza, what's that? It's a real thing. And if you've been thinking about getting that beautiful smile you deserve, reach out to my buddy Dr. Mike Veneria. For 12 years, he's been recognized among his peers as a master of dental implants. He's a guy who cares, he gives back to our veterans and our community, and he's my entire family's dentist. You won't be disappointed. So come out on Saturday, November 9th for the Veterans event and free community shredding event. Go to veneriadental.com for more information. veneriadental.com. I'll see you Saturday, November 9th at his Cinnaminson office, veneriadental.com.
When you go on vacation, does it make sense to have someone else pack for you? Of course not. The same can be said for your retirement. Your 401k could be packed with things you don't know about or even need. If you're close to retirement but don't have a plan customized to your goals, that's kind of like taking a 30-year vacation with no idea what's in your suitcase. Seems like a stressful way to start what should be a relaxing time. Jim Cipriotti and the Retire Ready Financial Group can help you unpack your savings and build a plan to help reduce future taxes, along with a clearly defined income strategy. Call Jim at 610-894-7415 for your complimentary retirement game plan, or visit retirereadyfg.com. That's 610-894-7415.
Investment advisory services offered through Retire Ready Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through James V. Cipriotti, Retire Ready Financial Group, LLC, NPN number 2083768.
Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, WPHT-HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Live and local from Philadelphia. The Dawn Stensland Show on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
There is breaking news as I speak. Once again, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia in particular, Philadelphia City Hall. I was wondering what was going on because I'll tell you what happened, that I had to leave here and I was trying to do a quick errand that Greg Stocker, God bless you, thank you so much, and to Nick and everybody let me. But it was a huge mistake because I forgot. You know, Elon's there. They got security cops.
Oh, no. You got caught in the traffic then with the Elon stuff?
Yeah. So
okay.
Here's the deal. With and we have, oh, my gosh, there's so much breaking right now. So we'll go to it as soon as we can. But Elon Musk.
I do have the Fox News report if you wanted to hear what they got to say at some point.
The deal is that I'm just going to do this really quick. And I want to do the wrap up in a second with Fox News because they have the whole wrap up. There's so much developing with all these different court cases that Trump has said, hey, so far this is good for us. The courts everything's working the way it's supposed to be. Linda Kearns, by the way, in just like 11 minutes. But the judge overseeing this lawsuit against Elon Musk, as well as his $1 million, his giveaway to registered voters who signed the petition supporting the First and Second Amendments. So full disclosure, I've signed up for it. It's
Did
$1 million.
you win?
I did not win.
Oh.
I would have thrown a
Well, when you weren't here,
party.
when I came in, I was like, well, maybe she won the sweepstakes.
No, if I won the sweepstakes, you guys, I would throw us all a huge party. And I always promise Rich Zioli, if I win like any kind of a thing, I will give him a billboard, because you know how he gets triggered, like Smirkanish or whoever has the billboard. Zioli billboard. I promised that like 9 years ago. So anyway, the deal is they've moved up a hearing in the case to today. What is this? They moved up the case to right now. They're in the court in City Hall. And so the order from that judge, who's Angelo Foglietta, says all parties must be present. They're inside right now. A lot of police around that area, a lot of security for obvious reasons. But this is Philadelphia DA Krasner filing this lawsuit against Musk to try to stop his America PAC sweepstakes. And it's open to people, as you know, across battleground states, including Pennsylvania. So it's not just Pennsylvania, but it is to support the Constitution. So do you want to go to the wrap? If anything breaks with Elon Musk here in Philadelphia, I will. I wonder if...
So this is the on-the-ground reporting that we just heard from Fox News
Cool.
at 10:02 with a live
Thanks.
update. If you want to hear, take a listen.
Dana, good morning. This hearing just got started here at 10 a.m. and Elon Musk is not here in person. A judge, though, is set to decide whether or not really that Musk's sweepstakes will continue here in Pennsylvania and in those other battleground states. It's an effort to help former President Trump get elected. For the last 2 weeks, Musk and his political action group, America PAC, have been handing out $1 million a day to one randomly selected registered voter who signs a pledge to support the First and Second Amendments. On Monday, Philadelphia's liberal district attorney Larry Krasner filed a lawsuit claiming the sweepstakes is running an illegal lottery, violating Pennsylvania's consumer protections. The suit reading in part, quote, America PAC and Musk must be stopped immediately. Their lottery scheme and unfair and deceptive conduct will irreparably harm Philadelphians and others in Pennsylvania, as well as tarnish the public's right to a free and fair election. Krasner requested more security for today's hearing, claiming he's received many anti-Semitic attacks after Musk shared a post that said that Krasner, quote, knows the sweepstakes is not illegal, but wants a leftist judge to stop it before Election Day. Musk responded with a 100 emoji. Now, this is just the latest.
So that's the latest from and local stations, Fox News, everybody's outside the court there. So we will continue to follow that. If there's any kind of Musk's attorneys, I mean, obviously he's the richest guy in the world. I'm sure he has great attorneys, but they're saying this should be in the federal court. That's the bottom line. That's what I've been reporting all morning long. By the way, there's a baby powder recall, and it's Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware. It's called Dynacare baby powder products. Oh, no. So if you have those, it's a pretty big recall. So we have the Trump request to extend the mail-in ballot deadline in Bucks County. This is a story that many of you have, been calling in. Thank you. And the truth is, I know that everybody wants to praise the attorneys. They want to praise Laura Trump, who I think, first of all the Trumps are such hardworking people. I think she's very hardworking. You've heard Michael Whatley. These people are working 24/7, and I give them credit, yes. But you, my friends, are the wind beneath their wings. Because if you had not been capturing that tangible evidence in the form of your reports, your videos, and I'm not messing with you here. I'm very serious. All those videos have a cumulative effect because you cannot deny them. And people doing it, you're like news reporters. You're more unbiased than a lot of our media, which is a sad statement, I guess, on our society. But you're out there reporting and witnessing. And these are eyewitness reports. And that matters because the judge in this case, the bottom line here, as the lawyers presented this, said, Your Honor, we have tangible evidence. We have all of this video. We have all of these reports. We have official complaints. Many of you did contact the proper people. And so the process worked. And that's a good thing. But it's a credit to you. And so thank you. Keep it up. Make sure wherever you go, your phone, your battery is fully charged. Don't be like my dear friend Greg Stocker, who sometimes says, I like to leave the house without my phone. Don't leave that house without your phone.
How do you
I
do
know,
that?
I know. I don't know what he's doing.
I know, right? That's crazy.
He needs a break. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there, Dan. I have to investigate.
I don't know. I feel like it's dangerous to go without the phone anymore.
I agree. So I guess he's trying to, I don't know, be free. But
get this man a work phone.
I know. That's true too.
Let him have a personal one he can take with him on his,
But nobody will ever
leave the work phone behind.
Again. No, I think that it's important to seriously leave with a fully charged phone, and that's our greatest weapon, if you will, the weapon of shining a light on a situation, recording it, because that becomes tangible evidence, and quite frankly, could be used in a court of law. That's what happened. And so the truth and transparency and fairness prevails. The judge says Bucks County voters who want to apply for an early mail ballot now do have until Friday, 5 p.m. So all of these different poll workers, all these little bossy individuals who said, sorry, the line gets cut off here. It's 1:35. And I know that the state and the governor and the, Al Schmidt and everybody in the state, they're telling you that if you're in line by 5, that you will get to do this. But sorry, this line gets cut off at 1:35. And so now the judge says, nope, that was wrong. So now we're going to extend it. And this is your chance to do so. Or if you choose, you can just vote like you maybe always have. So the process is working here. Does Pennsylvania perhaps have a process that's newly created and they have to work the kinks out? Yes. So we've heard Trump talk about that a lot. Trump, I think, and we'll get into the whole garbage truck, which was awesome. He's had some awesome viral moment. Yesterday I said to my husband, have you seen Trump? He goes, what are you talking about? I go, this is brilliant. He's in a garbage truck. He's a sanitation worker. He's got the whole reflective vest. And at first Larry goes, what do you, and I go, get it? Because, we Trump supporters, we're garbage. So he's the garbage man, right? And so he's like, Santa Claus? I don't know. It was
what?
just.
Wait, what? Santa Claus?
I don't know. That's all I want for Christmas is for Trump to win. That's what I said. All I want for Christmas. So, and by the way, I heard, because I was listening to Kale and Company, because Greg let me run to this spirit store, which is 10th and Market. And, we're basically 2400 Market. But yeah, I ran into all the Elon Musk stuff. So I get there very quickly, down Market, park, paid $18 for parking, by the way, park really fast, run to the store, and the doors are locked. They were on lockdown.
Oh, no.
Just momentarily. Because, why do you think? Crime.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ironic.
So I didn't even I don't think it was necessarily, I think they feared it was an armed robbery, but the person, they had to deal with this person who had just robbed them. And they were terrified, and young women working there, badly shaken. Oh. And I was like, I was like, what's going on? Oh, we were just robbed and I'm really shaken. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Like just before you got there?
Yes.
Wow.
So when I got there, the doors were locked. And I'm like, oh, are they not open yet? And you could see,
Philadelphia.
I know, Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And then how do you make that transition? So I was like, oh my gosh, are you okay? And she's like, yeah. And her hands were shaking, and there were people.
So you're telling me the guy that wrote a revolutionary memo allowing theft up to a certain amount is in a courthouse just blocks away suing a national figure for a $1 million giveaway to voters. Yet there's essentially a shoplifting right under his nose, just blocks away?
A few blocks away.
Wow.
But that's the focus of District Attorney Larry Krasner. And thank you, Dan Burrell. Dan doesn't make enough money. Was that a beautiful commentary? 855-839.
It fascinates me that this guy gets away with this crap over and over again, that we're willing to put the safety of Philadelphians up there for this, political... whatever he is, moron, instead of, actually fixing what's happening here in Philadelphia. I'm looking at crime, unfounded report of vehicle theft, so I don't want to say that, but about an hour ago, just about a block away from here. It's crazy, man. Like, do your job, Larry. Stop with this political bullcrap.
And anybody who knows this, I know we have to go because we have Linda Kearns coming up, but anybody who, if you have had this happen to you, these women were shaken. And we know that that's why, they go home, whether they're a student, whether they're going home to their families and their family members say it's not worth it, quit. And that's what's happening. And that's why it's hard to hire people, right? And so that's why your service is slower and why you might not come into the city. And so this has definitely an effect that I will say is an effect that we see that's layered. And so they might say, well, that's a nonviolent crime. The person whose car was stolen or the smash and grab, you're shaken. You feel violated. You feel unsafe because somebody just came in and they were a very dangerous, nasty person and you're scared and you were threatened. This is what's happening in Philadelphia, but this is your district attorney, Larry Krasner, who's in a court really with what's a federal case, if you think it's a case. But this is what he's focused on. 855-839-1210. Linda Kearns is going to give us the biggity big update. We have a full wrap for you. We're focusing on everything that's happening. And yes, to the caller who called Hailing Company and said, I want to hear some of the good news. We got that too. So you hear some fun, good Trump stuff and Republican stuff. So I've got the goodies. It's trick or treat. Be right back.
Hi, this is Dom Giordano. The NBA is back, and FanDuel, in partnership with Valley Forge Casino, America's #1 sportsbook, wants you to catch all the action. And right now, FanDuel is giving everyone 3 months of NBA League Pass. All that you have to do is catch every tip-off and buzzer beater is place any $5 bet on the NBA to get 3 months of NBA League Pass, courtesy of FanDuel. Just visit FanDuel.com/Dom to make every moment more this season. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 1210 WPHT. At to be 21 plus. Present in Pennsylvania. After a 3-month free trial, the full price of League Pass will be automatically charged monthly. Cancel anytime. No refunds, terms, restrictions, and embargoes apply. Limit 1 per customer. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? 1-800-GAMBLER.
Football's in full swing. While the players are making moves on the field, you can make the ultimate move with a beautiful engagement ring from Cozy Jewelers. The holidays will be here sooner than you think, so stop into Cozy Jewelers and huddle up with Paul Cozy and pick out a custom engagement ring that will make this the most magical holiday ever. Step up to the 5th C. That's color, cut, clarity, carat, and cozy. Cozy Jewelers, located in Newtown Square, or cozyjewelers.com.
The good and bad with home improvement projects. The good, you save $1 or $2. The bad.
Kevin, there's no hot water.
So you move on to the car.
Kevin, what's with the car?
Good news, you can recover from these.
Kevin!
Well, most all of them. But when it comes to your retirement, a mistake can be devastating.
Call Joe Yakovich at JML Financial Group. He's been helping folks prepare for retirement for over 30 years. That's why he's able to correct your do-it-yourself problems before they're problems.
Get your complimentary assessment of where you are now and look at some of the retirement boxes you haven't even thought of.
Kevin!
You can't YouTube your retirement. Call Joe Yakovich at 856-925-6674 or visit jmlfinancialgroup.com. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Brokers International Financial Services, LLC, member SIPC. Brokers International Financial Services, LLC is not an affiliated company.
The 2024 presidential election is here. With the race neck and neck and with so much at stake, MSNBC has the in-depth coverage and analysis you need. Our reporters are on the ground, and we're breaking down the numbers until every last vote is counted, providing you with insight on what it all means for the future of our country. Watch coverage of the 2024 presidential election Tuesday, November 5th, and listen to MSNBC Live on the free Odyssey app or wherever you watch MSNBC.
Hey, Percy, we know your favorite station is Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Remember to take us anywhere with the free Odyssey app.
Let's start with that high court case. Officials waiting on a ruling on whether provisional ballots should be counted even if voters made a mistake on mail-in ballots. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court ruled the state must count those provisional ballots, but the RNC is asking the high court to block that decision. To Lancaster and York counties now, where election officials are looking into potential fraud. Authorities examining batches of voter registration materials from a third-party organization. The Lancaster DA says that while it is early in the investigation, her office, quote, remains committed to using all resources to investigate these acts and will file all applicable charges should we find the necessary evidence to do so. In Erie County, state Democrats filing a lawsuit over mail-in ballot delays. They say that 10 to 20,000 voters who requested ballots did not receive or submit them.
and they allege the return rate is 15 percentage points lower than on average. And Bucks County has been ordered to extend on-demand mail-in voting until tomorrow at 5 p.m. The extension comes after the Trump campaign and RNC claimed in a lawsuit that officials were illegally turning away voters on Tuesday due to long lines and early cutoff times. The judge ruling that was a violation of state election law.
Thank you, Fox News, for that update. Thank you, Dan, for pulling it. Rich Zeoli, if you're listening, if you're going to be on with Dana, you got to let me know. Dana Perino loves Rich Zeoli. I don't know if you know that. Oh, yeah? Like in a very professional love, but you know what I'm saying? So let me give you some headlines before we get to Linda Kearns really quick as we bring in our friend Linda Kearns, who's a brilliant attorney, election attorney, Trump RNC attorney as well. ProtectTheVote.com is where you go. Headlines, CNN. GOP's aggressive court strategy sets the stage to cast doubt on the 2024 results. Forbes, Supreme Court and 2024 election justices allow Virginia to purge voter rolls 1,600 votes. Roll call, election-related cases land at the Supreme Court maybe a bit late. And another one here, this is also Forbes, how the courts are impacting the election, Pennsylvania counties early voting. But Linda Kearns, did you bring in a little Elvis? Ha ha ha. Oh, Linda Kearns.
That is
we gotta do an Elvis for you.
That is the best introductory music I've ever heard. But, Dawn, I think I might have to give you a warning. I've been on this station so much. You know, you run out to the store, I might be taking your seat. Last night, I think I heard that Dom was out at McDonald's, working in McDonald's. And he might put me behind his microphone. So you guys better be careful with all the time you're having me on this station.
We'd be in good hands, and you probably get more sponsors than any of us because you are brilliant.
No,
You're
you
an
guys
attorney.
are awesome. And I tried Wetacrock. I love it. So I want to let you know that I did try Wetacrock. So it was really, really good. And I can't wait, because we're coming into the colder weather. So, kudos to you for talking about that.
Going to Italy too there, Linda?
I know. So we'll go to Italy. We'll have fun. I'm getting together with some of my Italy friends. It's seriously, we've become good friends. So it's awesome.
That's great.
Exactly. Well, there's so much to talk about. First of all, I was listening to what you were, these reports out of Pennsylvania. And if I was Governor Josh Shapiro, the Secretary of State, Al Schmidt, I would be hanging my head in shame about how this election's going. I mean, this is a disgrace. This is not how elections should be run. People shouldn't have to constantly run to court because the boards of elections, can't do their jobs properly or because the laws are not being interpreted properly. So I do think that this is a referendum on the Shapiro administration and Secretary Al Schmidt, especially because they're constantly out there in their media appearances talking about how everything is fair and equal and great and, hey, everything's fine. So that would be my first comment. And with regard to this Elon Musk thing.
Yes.
So he was sued civilly by Larry Krasner. And, Dan, he said what I was going to say. I don't understand how the DA of Philadelphia can have time to do this when when the crime is like it is in Philadelphia. But what Elon Musk's very brilliant lawyers did, and I know them, Matt Haverstack and the rest of that crew, what they did was what everyone's allowed to do, and it was a great play. And that is because DA Krasner filed in Philadelphia Court of Common Pleas. I'm sure he thought he would get a very friendly jury and, everything would be great. But when you sue someone civilly, if there's something called diversity, which means that the defendant and the plaintiff have different residences, you have the right to ask that it be removed to federal court. So that's what his lawyers did. It was just filed on the docket. So by asking that it be removed to federal court, most likely that's going to slow this down and nothing's going to happen before this election. So that was obviously a brilliant move by his lawyers. But I think that this entire lawsuit shows you that what the left is doing and what the Biden-Harris administration is doing. It's just a pattern to go after political opponents. The Biden-Harris administration has weaponized the DOJ. They weaponized it against Governor Youngkin in Virginia, and we won yesterday at the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court agreed with Governor Youngkin. So I think what we're showing is they can try this, but it's not going to work.
And so, Linda, I think about the CNN headline that what they're doing, it's kind of victim shaming, and that's my opinion. But the headline, GOP's aggressive court strategy sets the stage to cast doubt on the 2024 results. So how do you react to a headline like that? That's the bias. I mean, I could go on for half an hour just slicing through that horrible headline. It's very biased.
Well, I can tell you, Dawn, that I knew it was coming. And the reason I know it was coming is because I do a lot of interviews on behalf of the RNC as the attorney for Pennsylvania. And I have been interviewed by all sorts of, what we call those mainstream media, TV stations and so forth, and outlets. And that is the question that they all ask me. What is your plan post-election if your candidate is losing? That is the first question that they all ask me. It's not a legitimate question. It's ridiculous. It's them wanting to frame things so that, voters will be afraid, voters will be nervous that everything is going to be chaotic. So I think that just goes to show you they all have a bias, they all have a motive. Because if you look at the litigation that the RNC and the Trump campaign has pursued during this cycle, I mean, we've just been very careful. We want the voters protected and we want the law followed. And to imply otherwise is just to, again, attack us. And it's what we would expect from these news outlets.
And so, when we're seeing this and we're, just days away, we're counting down to Election Day, and the media with these headlines, what do you see as far as these different court cases? Do you see this as a positive that basically the mail-in voting situation allowed all of the voters, because these were voters that by and large, Linda, were calling in saying, I've never done a mail-in vote. I've never done this before. And this was, it was a tweaked kind of new process, but did it in a way shine a light on the process a week ahead of, next Tuesday? And is there good within this that it's the process is being tweaked, but also a lot of these election workers, you mentioned Governor Shapiro, you mentioned Al Schmidt, are they not realizing that this focus is on them and it puts everybody on notice?
Well, I hope they do, and I think that is what we intend when we call all of these election officials out and the government officials out when things don't go smoothly like they should, and like they promised they should. I mean, if you look at the Twitter accounts, X accounts and social media accounts, they all talk about how great everything is. Go to your election office. Yet no one really stepped back and said, well, you know what? When you go in and request a mail ballot in person, it takes time. I did it in Philadelphia. I went to City Hall. There was a line, so I went to the satellite election office in South Philly. It takes time. You had to fill out the application, hand it to the person. They have to put your information in the SURE system, so it's not instantaneous. So I think it's a matter of both voter education and being ready that when you get to that office, it's not instantaneous. It's going to take a long time.
And so in this one, CNN leading, this is just theirs, talking about in this election cycle, and they lead with this, in which a former president who tried to overturn his 2020 loss is topping the Republican ticket. This is, every one of these stories that I see featuring an unprecedented amount of pre-election litigation with the GOP touting that it has been involved in 130 cases. How do you react to, that kind of a headline? Because I see it so differently, Linda. What I see is, well, yeah, but all these judges, not for nothing, from across, even judges right here in the city of Philadelphia that you might say, well, they're probably a Democrat. They seem to be saying, yeah, there's a problem, and they're overturning things or trying to make it right. How do you see it?
Right. If you look at our cases, they're really not that complicated. Like our litigation over the dating of the mail ballots. Our statute is clear. It says the voter shall fill out date, and sign. Everybody who goes to law school knows that the word shall means it has to happen all the time. I mean, there's no, I think if you don't go to law school, you know what the word shall means. So when all of these boards of elections started saying, well, hey, is the date that important? Even the Secretary of State came out, is the date that important? Well, first of all, that's not really, if they want to be a legislator, then that would be an important statement for them to make, but they're not. All of these people, their job is to carry out the law that our General Assembly passes. And it said, you shall fill out, date, and sign your ballot. So basically, these government officials, they were attacking the law, and the RNC was standing up for the rule of law, saying, yes, that is what the law says, and we should require that to happen. And remember, we have 67 counties in this amazing Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. It's 67 very different counties. And the way our law works, they each administer their own elections. So what was happening was some were requiring dating, some weren't, and that's really chaotic. And, I like to say, Dawn, that I know I'm an Eagles fan, but not everyone in Pennsylvania is an Eagles fan. They're Steelers fans. And it doesn't matter what football team you root for, your ballot should be treated the same. And that's the point of what the RNC's litigation is all about, to make it fair for voters. So I think that these mainstream media outlets, I think they're concerned about the polls, and they're thinking, you know what, let's attack the RNC, let's attack the Trump campaign, and I suppose they're hoping maybe that will get out the left base, or maybe suppress the people on the right. But I know our voters will not be deterred. Our voters are very excited to get out and vote for President Donald J. Trump, so it's not going to work. And I think that because of stations like yours calling all this out, I think we're just giving so much information to our voters that they are really learning the real deal.
Whether it's somebody, Linda Kearns in Bucks County, or somebody who is going to be voting on Tuesday, which for the rest of us, that's the only other day. Do you have advice? I've just been advising people, make sure your phone is charged, fully charged. Make sure that you record anything that's that's unusual. Make sure that you report it. What's your advice to voters, whether they're in Bucks and they have until Friday, or whether across our region people are voting on Tuesday, Election Day?
Okay, so polls open at 7 and they close at 8. If you see anything, we have a website you can go to, pa.protectthevote.com. But we do have poll watchers all across the Commonwealth, and I have attorneys who will be monitoring that website, so we make sure that we address everyone's issues. But when you go to vote, what happens is you go into the polling place, and there may be lines. And you know what? If there's lines, that's a good thing. It means that more people are participating. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. So be patient, and when you get in there, they're going to look for you in the poll book. And if the poll book indicates that you received a mail ballot, they're going to ask you to vote on a provisional ballot, which is a paper ballot. Don't be afraid of that process. If you don't believe you requested a mail ballot, I understand that. But the reason that if the poll book says you requested a mail ballot, you have to vote on a provisional ballot is to prevent people from voting both by mail and in person. So it's a safeguard. So I don't want our voters to get upset if they're asked to vote on a provisional ballot. Just vote on the provisional ballot, and we will have attorneys at the hearings to make sure that all of those validly cast provisional ballots are counted. And if you go in and there's no issue and there's no record that you requested a mail ballot, then you just vote on the machine. So we're just really looking forward to an exciting election day, and there's just really, if there's any problems that you encounter, just go to pa.protectthevote.com.
pa.protectthevote.com.
Yes.
And if I'm not mistaken, provisional ballots, isn't that I don't know if the Supreme Court will rule in time for Election Day, but isn't there one state that's involved in a provisional ballot, to my recollection, issue at the SCOTUS, or did they resolve that?
So, right. So there's an issue here in Pennsylvania in that with all of this, what's called ballot curing, which is where if you send in your mail ballot and there was a problem with it, you didn't sign it, you didn't date it, some of these counties are posting on their websites or notifying voters, hey, come back in because there's an issue. And so there's an issue with your provisional ballot, your mail ballot, so please come back in and fix it. And there's a lawsuit over whether whether counties must give those voters provisional ballots. So I don't think that's not going to affect any voters on Election Day, because all voters have to concentrate on Election Day is go to your polling place. If for some reason they believe that you requested a mail ballot and you don't think you did, which sometimes happens, either people forget or they requested at the beginning of the year and they don't remember, or they got on a list, that's okay. Vote the provisional ballot and we will cover it and make sure that if it's validly cast, it is counted.
Linda Kearns, thank you so much. pa.protectthevote.com. And I pulled it up. And Linda, it's a really simple form. It says Pennsylvania election integrity, and it gives a timestamp, and then you can write your name, contact info, and file a report. So I suggest everybody, just has that, so that just be armed with all of this information, right?
Right, and we have the staffers who are they're going through it right now. So we're handling every single ticket that comes in, because we are there for you. And I like to say, I not only represent the Republican National Committee and President Trump, but I also represent the voters. I want to make sure this process is as smooth as possible and that everyone gets out and exercises this precious right to vote. They're in federal court. They're in court now talking about Elon Musk and this lottery and so forth. Well, you know what I say, that the vote is like a precious lottery ticket, because it is so precious. It's almost like having a multi-million-dollar lottery ticket in your hand. So please get out to vote, talk to your family and friends if they need help getting to the polls, if they need encouragement. It's really important that we get everyone out there.
Attorney Linda Kearns. Thank you, Linda. Until next time. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Don. Thank you.
Have a happy Halloween. So
you too.
My friends at Piazza Premium Automobiles, featuring the latest in luxury vehicles from today's top brands. I'm talking about Mercedes-Benz, Jaguar, Land Rover, BMW, Porsche, Alfa Romeo, Maserati, and more. These models have such sleek new designs, innovative features powered by the very latest in technology. And Piazza has thousands of new as well as certified pre-owned vehicles available right now across their Pennsylvania, Delaware, and New Jersey dealerships. Piazza Premium Automobiles stands out. Visit PiazzaPremiumAutos.com, Piazza, PiazzaPremiumAutos.com. Make sure you tell them Dawn sent you.
Need new doors and windows, but not high-pressure sales tactics?
If so, give Emmons a call today. At Emmons, we provide top-notch installation service with a focus on quality and customer satisfaction with brands like Anderson and Provia Windows and Doors.
And you can upgrade your home today with our energy-efficient options, which help save you money.
Call us today at 856-885-6677 or visit callemmons.com. From top to bottom,
to inside and out,
at Emmons, we have you covered.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Kamala backed Biden on everything. She was the deciding vote for his disastrous economic agenda. Kamala and Joe raised taxes on the middle class, and prices soared. Kamala was in charge of his open border policies, giving welfare to illegals while Americans struggle, and their weakness invited wars. Now Kamala wants to double down on failure. It's time to turn the page on Joe and Kamala's failed agenda. President Trump fights for you. His strength kept us safe. Trump cut taxes for families. Prices were lower and the border secure. Now, President Trump can do it again.
And we are going to launch a new golden age of American success for the citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed.
Remember, Kamala broke it. President Trump will fix it.
I'm Donald Trump, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Donald J. Trump for President 2024 Inc.
Attention Medicaid patients.
If you're on Medicaid, how would you like if your caretaker was your daughter, your son, your grandchild, or your close friend? If you're on Medicaid, Freedom Care allows you to choose who provides your care, and that caregiver will get paid instantly after their shift. Yes, your caregiver will get paid instantly, and it's 100% free to you if you are on Medicaid. Call 267-692-3782 and ask Freedom Care how to get started with care today. No more worrying about getting care from an aide at an agency. Freedom Care helps you choose who you want to take care of you, and that person gets paid. Call Freedom Care at 267-692-3782, 267-692-3782 to get started today. You get a caregiver you know and trust, and they get paid instantly after their shift, and it's free to you. you. Start now by calling 267-692-3782, 267-692-3782, or go to freedomcare.com.
Choosing the right candidates for any office can be difficult.
My office has lots of drama.
My office has its ups and downs.
I share my office. But no matter what kind of office you have, one thing's for certain. If you're hiring, you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology finds the most qualified candidates for your roles fast, and you can invite your top choices to apply. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So, for any kind of office,
I'm really going places in my office.
My office has everything you could ever want.
count on ZipRecruiter to find the right candidates for it. Try ZipRecruiter for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
It's one of college football's biggest rivalries, and you'll hear it this Saturday on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Direct snap into Allen, to his left, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, to the goal line. He's got it. Touchdown, Penn State.
Your number 3 Nittany Lions will host the number 4 Ohio State Buckeyes.
The Nittany Lions are 7-0, coming home to Beaver Stadium.
Catch all the action of Penn State football. Coverage starts this Saturday morning at 11:30 here on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app. Free speech lives here on Odyssey's number 1 talk station. Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
Gorgeous weather today. 82 degrees for your Halloween. Not setting a record because I think the record was set back in 1946, but close to it.
Does it concern you?
What?
The crazy warm weather we're having.
No, I mean, we need rain. I've been, watering a little bit here and there.
Yes, that does.
So we do need the rain, so the dry weather. But sometimes we have had dry falls. And like I say, the record was actually set back in 1946. So I think we'll probably, we're complaining about it. And then, of course, as always, when it rains, it pours. So then we'll be complaining about that.
Yeah, I'm really nervous for this because I've had some flooding in my backyard that I haven't remediated yet. So, when all this rain comes, it's not going to be fun.
Not fun.
No.
So this statue of Donald J. Trump appeared in a small park right on the Benjamin Franklin Parkway. If you saw it, please call in 855-839-1210. Apparently that one was whisked away, but there's another sculpture that is in a grassy area in front of the Parktown Place Apartments, 22nd and the Parkway, and Trump's golden likeness positioned facing the park's bronze Maha, or is it Maha or Maja? M-A-J-A. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing it. It's a nude woman. It's a beautiful, like a bronze sculpture statue. And so he sort of hit this statue, which is like, it's an amazing statue. I don't know what material it's made of.
It does look really good.
So,
to the statue maker's credit.
Whoever
sculptor.
Not easy to do it.
Well, the hand looks terrible.
But a plaque on the statue quotes the former president's lewd remarks. And then I'm reading from the Philly Voice here. So they said that it quotes the former president's remarks from an infamous Access Hollywood tape that had surfaced, but it was at the time recorded back in 2005. So something nearly 2 decades ago is what this is focusing on. People are, and by the way, Billy Bush got fired because of that. Remember Billy Bush? Yeah. Access Hollywood. By the way, my husband, Larry Menti, is in Access Hollywood. If you have Trivial Pursuit, because it says who was the first male host of Access Hollywood? Larry Menti.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, wow. I can actually get something right on Trivial Pursuit.
So that's how I know, not that she's my best friend, but Nancy O'Dell. Remember, she was on Access.
Gotcha.
And then she was stolen away by Entertainment Tonight. She's a total sweetheart.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're also, there's some, and these are unfounded, I'm trying to get confirmation, some reports of a enormous effigy being built over in Kensington. So As I learn more about this, I'll get more out there. But a caller did call in and reveal that he drove past an enormous statue, very detailed nude statue of Trump being built in Kensington. So I sent some people on the street out there to see if they can confirm themselves, and I'll have more details as they arrive.
And I wonder if that one are they moving these things? This is huge, though. So believe me, it's huge.
It is huge.
But
like
it's
a cherry picker that's building it.
It's but it's a nude. I mean, it's bigger than it's like a crane by it or whatever.
Yeah.
But that one, so I think they're referring to that in this voice report. But are they moving this around? Like, that's what I wonder.
Imagine. It's very large.
So
are there multiple statues?
Are there multiple? Here's what I'm
what the hell
wondering.
is going on?
How do you have the time? I mean, the one that I'm talking about, the one that's on the Benjamin Franklin Parkway, for example, these take a lot of time and money to produce these, and they're very professionally. Who had time to do this?
Good point.
You know?
And you would think that they got to be doing it for some kind of compensation to make a living if they're eating and, living, right? So who's compensating?
Exactly. And then to your point, the bronze one that's on the Benjamin Franklin Parkway, they're reporting at PhiladelphiaVoice.com that there's an identical one that appeared in Portland, Oregon. So how are these? Why? And who are these individuals who, first of all, create these things? Have the money? First of all, if you have that much money, with all of the poverty and, you know what I mean? School kids need supplies and winter coats. Really? This is what you're spending your time and your money on? Are you kidding me? We've got people who are still in hurricane-ravaged areas, and you decide to transport a huge statue across the country from Portland, Oregon? Not for nothing, but why don't you haul some supplies and help people out in storm-ravaged areas where, by the way, there are still missing people by the dozens in at least 6 southern states. Why don't you go help them if you have so much time, energy, and money? So I just think that, and isn't that from a place of such negative energy? The other day I got trolled by this nasty woman on social media. I don't usually block people. I just blocked her because I'm like, wow, I feel sorry for you. That you troll people who you disagree with, their policy choices. I was just writing some really innocuous stuff. It was not even a big deal. But they troll you because they hate you because of the politics, because of the policies, because of the quality of life issues that you believe in. And they're going to troll you and they're going to harass you and try to shame you. And they're the ones. They should be ashamed. So what negative energy, quite frankly, it's not healthy. So go to a yoga class, go for a jog. You know what? Go for a walk on this beautiful day.
People still do Pilates?
Yeah, Pilates, yoga. Breathe it out. Just breathe out that negative energy. Get rid of it. It's not good. Yeah, Zumba. And we're going to let it out.
Hot yoga?
Hot yoga, baby.
Why do I know all
Sweat
these?
it out. But they are just, they would have to do hot yoga for 3 days to sweat out all that ugly, all that nasty, right? Whew, you're nasty, nasty, nasty. I'm sorry, but that's just, the one woman I just was like, meh, you're blocked.
Yeah,
I'm done.
Yeah, why not?
I'm done. That's why there's no place like home. No place like home, NEM. You've heard me talk about Chapman windows, doors, and siding and how much I do. I love the work. I was telling a friend the other day how much I love the work that they've done, and everything is meticulous and upfront. So they come, you get an estimate. Everything's in writing. They do that for everybody. And I've known them. I've been working with them for nearly a decade now. So I can tell you this. Everything's in writing. Everything is upfront. If there's any change you want, then you get something new and they're going to email you or whatever, but it's all in writing so that it's upfront. There are no surprises. And if you want to discuss more, you can. And that's the beautiful part of this. And so whether it's a front door makeover, whether you think you want 5 new windows or maybe you want all new windows, no project is too big or too small. If you need some custom work, they're going to do that too. And then they have some choices for you. Like when I had the wall, this huge wall of windows when you walk into the foyer, and I thought, wouldn't it be great to have a big wall of windows, kind of great for entertaining, to walk, step out into the slate patio, and then some screen doors to boot. So that required some customization. So they brought in a carpenter. And then on top of that, let's say you have your paint left over and you wanted to touch up the walls. I swear to you, you would think that the work they did, it's always been like that. Do you know how you can tell sometimes somebody, they changed something? Everything is blended in. It's beautiful. It's meticulous work. Where booties, everything's cleaned up and vacuumed up. And so that's a part of the Chapman family team. It's just their dedication to detail and professionalism. Mike and Mark Chapman, they're a household name by now and get all the top ratings in the community. And by the way, volunteer firefighters and that sort of thing, so well known in the community. 610-431-8898. 610-431-8898. I believe today is the last day you can send in a photo of your front door if you need a little TLC. Everybody who sends in that photo of your front door currently gets a $500 automatic credit to go to Chapman, work with them, and get $500 credit toward your new front door. One lucky winner is still going to, and we're counting down to this. One lucky winner gets $1,000 credit toward a brand new, beautiful front door, whether it's a single, double, or a door like I have with the side lights. So you got to do that. Go to ChapmanWindowsDoors.com. Make sure you submit that photo of your current front door so you get the $500 in credit, and maybe you'll be the lucky winner. ChapmanWindowsDoors.com. Make sure you tell them Dawn sent you.
You may have heard, Wawa has pizza. And right now, Wawa has pizza at a really great price.
Wawa has personal pizza for a night of gaming.
And it's only $6.
Wawa has pizza for when we don't want to cook.
And a 14-inch is $8.
Wawa has pizza for after practice.
A 16-inch to feed the team, $10. Right now, get a personal 14 or 16-inch Wawa pizza for just $6, $8, or $10. Wawa has pizza for all at a really great price.
The following is a paid commercial message.
27 years in politics has changed Bob Casey. He's just not the same anymore. In Washington, Bob Casey voted to let biological men compete against our girls in their sports. And Casey introduced a bill to force hospitals to perform sex change operations against their beliefs. Letting men compete against our daughters? Forcing hospitals to perform sex changes? It's just not normal. But that's how liberal Casey is these days. Casey also voted for higher taxes on seniors' Social Security benefits, too. Casey even voted for a bill that could raise out-of-pocket drug costs for seniors. Higher taxes on Social Security? Raising drug costs for seniors? Come on, Casey. It's just not right. Bob Casey's gone way too liberal for Pennsylvania. After 27 years, we need a change. It's time to fire Bob Casey. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. SenateLeadershipFund.org.
Wawa's hot turkey is back, and it's bringing the comforting flavors of the season with it. Sink into savory stuffing, cozy up with sweet cranberry sauce, and relax into some warm, buttery mashed potatoes. Grab your pillows and blankets because hot turkey is back. Plus, get your cozy cravings satisfied from the comfort of your bed with $0 delivery when you order on the Wawa app. Try the Wawa Gobbler today in a hoagie or bowl for a limited time. Gotta have a Wawa.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Hey, it's Rich Zeoli. You know how important online privacy and security is to me. That's why I subscribe to Privacy Pro from DuckDuckGo. It's a 3-in-1 privacy subscription service that helps protect your personal info from being exploited by hackers, scammers, and privacy-invasive companies. Plus, it's from DuckDuckGo, so you know it's legit. With Privacy Pro, DuckDuckGo's VPN secures your Wi-Fi connection anytime, anywhere. It's essential. Second, it has identity theft restoration. If your identity gets stolen, DuckDuckGo Privacy Pro helps you restore it. And third, personal information removal. This is great. You ever search your name online and notice how many sites are selling information about you? Just try it yourself. Privacy Pro will help you remove your personal info from those creepy sites so they can't share it or sell it. Get all this for only $9.99 a month. And as my listener, if you go to duckduckgo.com/1210, you'll get an exclusive 7-day free trial on us. That's duckduckgo.com/1210.
Calling on Blackwood to follow 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
I always love when we find out where people are listening to this show.
I know. It's so true. So I'm trying to get Rich Zeoli. I don't know why. I just had this feeling that Zeoli would be on today. And you know how you just are connected with people who are your dear friends.
Your
and
Zeoli senses tingling.
I know my Zeoli. That's right. My Zeoli senses. So I'm like, he's going to be on at 6:30 on with Brett Baer. I told you they love him. They're going to steal him away from us, which is part of the family, I guess, like an extension of. But anyway, so he's going to be on with Brett Baer on Fox News.
That's going to be awesome.
That's going to be awesome. So make sure that you tune in to Zeoli. And so then I'm like, call in. But he's at I'm not going to say which grocery store, but he's at a grocery store.
I'm so curious how this is happening, though. So he texts me, and we're talking about the Pilates, hot yoga, and says his wife is a big fan of Pilates. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to include the other comment. But then
so he's at the grocery store, and the reason he doesn't want to call in is because, not for nothing, but his particular grocery store, a lot of
well, I don't know
moms in like their hot yoga,
Let's just say they wouldn't respond well to Megaphone Bernie if he happened to slip into that by chance.
So he just is like basking in the moment, But hopefully, we told him, call in, check out quickly, call in, let us know what your topic is and all that good stuff. They love him. And so much is happening here in Pennsylvania. And he'll be able to kind of wrap up the day's events, so that'll be cool.
Well, we're talking to station people. Dom just got here as well, and he said, as you did, traffic is just nuts out there.
Crazy.
He said that the boulevard or the drive, one of them was closed today, and
it's a mess.
Wondering if it's because the heightened security requested by Krasner or what's going on here. But yeah, it's a mess out there. So if you're sitting in the car, I apologize.
Yeah, it's even this morning coming in. I mean, we come in the wee hours of the morning. It's dark. There were, I know, in the boulevard, it was all backed up then. It affected the Schuylkill, people exiting off anyway. So, and then in Philadelphia, because you do have so much going on, I know that Tim Walz is in Pennsylvania today. I know that as well. We have Krasner requesting more surgery because Elon Musk, his case.
Security.
Security, yes.
Not surgery.
Excuse me, did I say surgery? That's funny.
Well, maybe he wants that.
That was Freudian, I don't know.
Some identity change or something.
I don't know what So I'm just trying to talk fast, but yeah. So Elon Musk in the court. I think that his attorneys. I think it's a no-brainer, as you heard from Linda Kearns, that when they have this is a good kind of diversity. Most diversity it's good to be diversified, right? But like if you have a diversity of Halloween candies, or in court with the lawyers, if you have diversity, that means that they have to put it into federal court because Elon Musk is from Texas. And this is Pennsylvania. And they're doing this in Philadelphia. So hopefully they get it in the federal court. I hope. So the Krasner can, because he's so dedicated to keeping all of us safe and making sure that he holds the criminals' feet to the fire. Not. So we got all of that covered for you, Zeoli. We will give you a lot of love, but after you're at the grocery, call in, my friend. Hey, you know who's ahead? This is a longtime loved school social studies teacher, wrestling coach, who decided to run for Congress in our area in the suburbs. Neil Young is his name. So you're going to hear all about where he took his daughter over the weekend and he met some huge stars. You want to hear the whole story and more coming right up.
The following is a paid commercial message.
I'm Kamala Harris, candidate for president, and I approve this message. So many of you have told me about your plans for the future. Starting a business, buying a home, retiring near your grandchildren. But prices are too high. So let me tell you what I will do about it as president. I will take on price gouging. I will lower the cost of healthcare insurance. We cap the cost of insulin at $35 a month for seniors. I'm running to do that for everyone. And I will provide new down payment assistance to first-time home buyers and tax benefits to people who want to start their own business. Donald Trump, well, he wants to give more tax breaks to the wealthy, whereas I will cut taxes for the middle class instead. Because I know working people want to do more than just get by. You want to get ahead, and that's the future you deserve. And that is what I will focus on every day as your president. Paid for by Harris for President.
The Crash Proof Retirement Show will air before and after Penn State football this Saturday. Tune in at 11 a.m., then again right after the game to learn how to create your own Crash Proof Retirement game plan.
Chronic pain, cancer, fatigue. Find out about the benefits of medical hydration therapy on Health Watch with Dr. Molly Fantasia every Sunday morning at 8 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Pastor Brad Lacey here, First Baptist Church, Conshohocken. Join us Saturdays for the great message and be blessed. 5 a.m. right here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
I'm Tahisha Way, New Jersey's Lieutenant Governor, with a message for New Jersey voters. You have 3 voting options in the general election. Vote in person on Election Day, Tuesday, November 5th. Vote early in person Saturday, October 26th through Sunday, November 3rd. Or apply for, complete, and return a mail-in ballot. Whatever you choose, vote by 8 p.m. on Tuesday, November 5th. Details at vote.nj.gov.
Choosing the right candidates for any office can be difficult.
My office has lots of drama.
My office has its ups and downs.
I share my office. But no matter what kind of office you have, one thing's for certain. If you're hiring, you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology finds the most qualified candidates for your roles fast, and you can invite your top choices to apply. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So, for any kind of office,
I'm really going places in my office.
My office has everything you could ever want.
count on ZipRecruiter to find the right candidates for it. Try ZipRecruiter for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Live and local from Philadelphia. The Dawn Stensland Show on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
Americans are not garbage. Of course. This week, Kamala has been comparing her political opponents to the most evil mass murderers in history. And now, speaking on a call for her campaign last night, crooked Joe Biden finally said what he and Kamala really think of our supporters. He called them garbage. No way. No way.
That's Donald J. Trump at a huge rally in Wisconsin, Green Bay, Wisconsin. And this was after he did and we'll get into that, but he did the big white garbage truck with the, Make America Great Again, dressed in the vest, the reflective vest. This is awesome.
On election day, if necessary. Can you explain what you meant by that in detail?
I don't think they'll have to be used. I think we're going to have a big victory. And I think 250 million people in this country are going to be very happy because we're going to bring the country back. We're a nation in decline. Very, very serious decline.
So essentially, this was the Trump campaign trumping the campaign of his opponent, who is the current vice president of the United States, and his key opponent, basically saying, let's get rid of garbage policies, which have been stinking up America and costing us all more money. But I love that now the Trump campaign is leading with love and saying that you cannot lead, you cannot be a leader if you don't love the American people. So this is the latest campaign strategy. Do you think this is a winning strategy? And what did you think of the Trump in the garbage truck holding a news conference where all the media, and he's like, just like my sanitation worker, you know, sometimes you run up, hey, how you doing? How's it? And he's just hanging his arm right outside with the window down and just having a chit chat, answering all those questions. I thought it was a great look. And you think about what this does down ticket. Will Donald J. Trump, if he does prevail, because I think he's going for it. He's going for it. He has gone to California. He's going for the blue states. He's going for the union. I just, running out, what do you see during a day like this? You see workers wearing a lot of those reflective vests, right? Across the region, here in Philadelphia, and so in blue cities, working people. And he is reaching out to those working people, in particular men, and saying, does this administration represent you? And are you better off than you were 4 years ago? That's what this campaign is doing. And is it effective? And then how does it impact all of these races down ticket? Let's get to one such down ticket, as I say. One of my favorite people, this is Neil Young, who's a longtime educator, dad. The other day, one of my relatives, after I'd interviewed Neil Young, no, not the singer Neil Young.
No.
He's the younger,
Prettier.
much more handsome.
Yes.
Yeah, he's younger and prettier.
Yeah.
And so she goes, oh my gosh, I'm driving and there's Neil Young with his Neil Young bus. And she was like behind him outside of a phone, so I get all these texts and stuff with people going, I just saw Neil Young. He's everywhere.
Such a cool thing that he has got going there.
It's the best bus ever. It's so cool. So Neil Young, welcome in. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning. How are you doing? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Are you on the bus, Neil?
Are you on the bus?
I wish I could see your picture. I'm rolling through Westchester University because after this, Vivek and Charlie Kirk are right here in the center of campus.
Awesome.
And so we're heading right over there. You should see. When I first was on this bus, people just looked confused. Mm-hmm. Now people have definite reactions to my bus, and they're very strong. Many smiles and many one-finger salutes. I'm not exactly sure what they're talking about.
Hey, Neil, the Vivek event, the Charlies, are they doing the sit-down where they put the table out there, they say, come open, debate us? Is that what they're doing over there, or are they doing something else?
Yeah, that's what they're doing over there. And I'm thinking about going incognito and, trying to stump them, but I don't think I can stump those guys.
That'd be funny.
You talk about the down ballot impact. We on our campaign, we like to think about it a little bit differently, and we like to think about what impact we're having up ballot. And I got to admit, we've been rolling around in a white school bus for months now, and I'm not saying Donald Trump is stealing my ideas, but when he brands, a white dump truck or a trash truck, I'm starting to think that we're having an up ballot effect. And so
I hope you enjoyed this garbage truck.
Yeah, so you're welcome, Donald Trump, for giving you the idea. I appreciate it.
I love it. I mean, here's the thing, Neil Young. You resonate with people. You've gained traction, and just through pure hard work. But somebody who you're an educator, school teacher, parents have been through a lot. And first of all, you're running for Congress. Mr. Young wants to go to, you want to go to Capitol Hill. You want to shake things up. Why do you think that Neil Young, longtime educator, father, husband, in the Chester County, Westchester, Malvern, Coatesville, Downingtown area, why do you think you're an important voice and somebody who's a little different from your usual congressperson?
Well, I think, there's a couple real important reasons. Number one, Congress has a 13% approval rating. That's the only sort of establishment that's below them is the media usually. But I think it's because people don't generally trust, and that's because the 1% of the 1% are those that kind of consider running for office, and they just don't represent people well. They don't represent the common man, and I want to be an inspiration to people to say, if you want better representation, you may have to look in the mirror because they've got to look like us. And it's not good enough for just one. There's 435 of us in Congress, and it's not good enough for one. But we want to make sure that when one gets in, that other people who really genuinely want to work for the American people, who want to work for Chester County, for Berks County, who want to work for whatever area they want to represent, we want to make sure that those people, have an ability to get into office. And that's what we hope to do.
Neil, you're somebody who, and by the way, I have to talk to you quickly if I can, because you're somebody, longtime 22-year teacher. You live in Chester County. You and your wife, you're raising your children. Firm believer in American exceptionalism. You actually taught as an educator in Afghanistan. But as far as your opponent, Chrissy Houlihan, would love people to believe that she's a very bipartisan person. And right on your website, neilyoung24.com, you say there's a claim here, there is nothing bipartisan about Chrissy Houlihan. Why is that?
Well, for one, I mean, her voting record mirrors Biden and Harris 99.1% of the time. That's not bipartisan at all. That's very left leaning. But then when you look down, it's 6 years in office. But even just, you don't have to go much further than the last 2 years to see she's advocating for our daughters to be drafted into the military. So I see it like this. I want to protect our girls on the sports fields and in the classroom, and she wants to draft them onto the battlefield. Like, this is such an extreme position. She likes to paint herself as moderate, but she voted against House Bill 2 to secure the border. Mm-hmm. She touts voting for the Inflation Reduction Act, but she mocks it to say it wasn't about inflation. It was about a backdoor Green New Deal. And it's now obviously driving inflation. She doesn't believe that illegal immigration is playing a factor in driving up home prices. She said it was ridiculous during our debate. And finally, bipartisan, and I said this during the debate we had last week, bipartisan to me is become this fancy catchphrase to say, oh, we like to work together. But the truth of the matter is, it's two parties sometimes working together, even when you are bipartisan, but you're not working together for the good of the American people. You're working together for a bill that benefits, mostly the left, it seems, sometimes the right, but not very often the American people. And that's what's frustrating about our legislative body, recently. Mm-hmm. And I think it's what most people are frustrated about.
I know you've talked about the border and to secure the border, but another issue that you're passionate about, and you recently, last Sunday, in fact, attended an important event where, you and your daughter were there with Tulsi Gabbard, with Riley Gaines. And this has to do with the Title IX issue and the supporting and protection of women and girls in sports, in bathrooms, in locker rooms. Can you share with us, Neil, what you and your daughter experienced this past Sunday at that great event with Tulsi Gabbard and Riley Gaines and many others?
Yes, absolutely. By the way, there's a lot of Don Stensland fans there at the event. They love you down there. But it was awesome. This was one of those things that, like, it was a daddy-daughter date disguised as a campaign event. And I've got an 11-year-old little girl. And just to see people talk about, we appreciate you, Neil. You're so brave for doing what you do. These are the heroes right here. These girls, the Riley Gaines of the world, who, first off, by the way, didn't even lose.
Oh no.
We're back. We're back. We're good.
Yeah,
we're good.
We got you. We lost you for 1 sec. That's okay.
It was the young Republicans calling me. So these are heroes. These are the people who stand up and stand to risk losing everything. And they stand up for something that is so basic that the average person doesn't believe that it's even going on there. And it has its genesis in public schools. And that is, you must, in the name of equity, all of these spaces must be made co-ed. It's incredibly dangerous. And it's not something I would ever have to, really explain to my 11-year-old daughter. But there's really two things that we should expect as a bare minimum out of our schools. Number one, protect our girls. Protect our girls. I think it was actually Meghan McCain was there who said, when you walk into a locker room and you see men in this locker room, this is a situation that we've always taught our daughters to be aware and to be frightened and to go find help. And now we're being told, you're the problem. You need to just get over yourself and get over your own bigotry. that's insane. But we should expect, number one, our daughters can be safe and can be given opportunities that they deserve. And number two, my daughter, I mean, I have a son that we adopted from East Africa 15 years ago. My daughter has never known life without her strong 19-year-old African brother. Mm-hmm. Don't tell my daughter that she's somehow an oppressor and that my son is somehow a victim. So the two things, give my daughter the chance and the opportunity that she deserves, and do not pit my daughter against my son because of some systemic racism that you want to make up to somehow fundamentally re-engineer society. Those are the two things that have driven me. They drive me crazy, and they've driven me to be in this position that I'm in.
How is the campaign going? Because you're somebody, if I just read your description, Neil, by the way, I mean, you're a second-generation union member, you're a teacher, you have a blended family that you just mentioned, 4 kids with you and your wife, Jill. So maybe some people would think that I'm describing a Democrat, so you're running as a Republican. Are you a surprise to people? What kind of reaction are you getting when you're out going door to door?
Well, my dad says, he uses this term all the time, that I'm a bleeding heart conservative. And the truth of the matter is that's exactly who I am. It's why, it's what compelled me to action in Afghanistan. It's what compelled me, to adopt. It's what compels me to understand that school is the great equalizer. My heart breaks for injustice, and my heart breaks for young people who lack opportunity. And so if I believed that any of the ideas on the left were solutions to problems, I probably would be running at that. But I'm a lifelong conservative because I understand it takes more than just, you have to identify a problem before you can accurately, solve it. And the solutions on the left, I know opening a border is not compassionate. Opening a border is dangerous. Not only to Americans, but to those who are coming across the border and who believe they're coming into a place that's safe. It makes no sense. And so, yes, there are people who people send me their ballots, and I've got people who they circle me on their sample ballot, and then they've got Cornel West, and they've got all these other different, hodgepodge of people they vote for, because I think there is appeal. People are looking, for the most part, I think the conservative ideas are spot on, but there's people who are very moderate and some who are even left-leaning who go, this guy understands schools, and he understands that as the next generation goes, so goes our country.
So what is the bus backing up? We hear the beeping.
We're backing up for a spot so we can get out there to see Vivek and Charlie and challenge them. So
here's the thing. Make sure somebody videos it and send it in either to us or the Dom Show whenever you get the chance.
Neil, behind you. It sounds like you're outside now. Is that a person on a megaphone, like a counter-protester or something?
No, we actually we have a PA system like fixed to our bus. So it's actually ours.
I love this
message. It's repeating Vote Neil Young in English and Spanish. It's either convincing people or brainwashing them to get the vote. We hope convincing them. We want informed voters in this area.
Please tag us if you go out there and
without a doubt.
Get Vivek and Charlie and all. Get it all. Put yourself in it, and let us see the video. We'd love to air it.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for your time. I appreciate you all the time.
We appreciate you, Neil Young. So NeilYoung24.com. Check him out. I mean, he's gaining traction. You might say, oh, this guy never had a chance. Who is this guy? Who is Neil Young? Well, maybe he'll be Pennsylvania's next congressman. I mean, certainly he took the long shot. And I admire that. I love the story. It's an incredible story, isn't it?
It is.
Now, out in these areas, Berks County, Chester County, what all my friends and family tell me, they have all of these signs, and it's the same as here. You have Democrats who are allowed to put out their sign. They actually have cat signs. Have you heard this? Where it's just a cat. And I guess that means you're a Democrat?
Oh, does
what?
It? Oh. Cat lady, maybe? Is that what they're referencing?
Yeah, I guess.
Gotcha.
And so, whatever. So I would just say for every lawn that does not have a yard sign, ask yourself why. I ask my friends, why I've got Trump signs. I've got them. They're in the minivan.
You really judge people that don't have yard signs? I don't have a yard sign up.
No. Well, the thing about it is they don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
They just don't want to deal with it. And so what everybody tells me is, I'm not going to deal with it. I'm not going to deal with the crazy. Like, I'm just not going to deal with the crazy. But when I vote, I will speak loudly with my vote. That's all right. Or do you ever notice that you see the lawn signs? They're like these,
So how many do you have on your lawn?
No, I don't have it because my kids are like, Mom, we're going to get egged.
Yeah.
They're going to vandalize the house.
I have friends coming over, Mom. Come on.
But do you ever notice this? Like in places like Roxborough, because I drive through every morning. So you see these little signs and there's like Harris Walls. And then for every one of those, you see somebody with a huge Trump sign. It's like a billboard in their front yard. What does that say? I have no idea, but it does crack me up.
It's very Trumpian of you need the bigger sign, right?
So I need the bigger one. See, I have the regular size ones, you know what I'm saying? But I want one of those big ones, and I want to actually hang it like from a tree. Like get up there, because they're going to try to vandalize it.
Yeah.
So what about that? Just hanging
rent
it.
like 2 cherry pickers and hang it between the two,
Hang the thing from the tree. Make people just crazy. That would be. So tell me if you're dealing with the yard sign stuff, because I've heard of people saying they're vandalizing, and I just don't want the trouble. And I think it's a shame that we have to think like that. But also I'm at work all day, so somebody who, I don't know, like we're not home because we're, work and school.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I mean, it would make for a great story, though. Conservative radio host has yard signs vandalized.
That's true.
There is that aspect of it.
What you need to do, put the biggest, baddest, like Trump sign out, or McCormick, or Neil Young, whatever, and then video it, and put multiple angles so that we can air the video. And then get your kids with like paint guns, and then shoot them with red paint. And then watch how you get arrested. See what a troublemaker I am. But the problem is that
how about we go to Kensington and build like arrested. A 40-foot effigy or something like that?
Oh, well, that's what they're. That might be.
That's the other side.
We got to track that down. And then Trump would say, "Excuse me, it's very big, but it's not big enough."
Well, particularly in the region there, I think they shorted him a little bit.
It's really creepy because it's anatomically.
Is it anatomically correct? How do they know?
I mean, how do you know?
Yeah,
it's disrespectful.
Stormy Daniels, did paint a very descriptive picture.
She allegedly.
Allegedly, yes.
That's Stormy. She's trouble. We don't hear much from her, do we?
No, we do not.
So hopefully we'll get Zioli to call in. 855-839-1210.
He's actually going to connect with us.
Is he going to call in?
Yeah. No, he'll be here at 11:30.
Oh, goody.
Yeah, hopping on.
Goody. So your calls, 855-839-1210. We'll have all the Trump stuff. We'll have some fun with that, too. And what else? So much more trick or treat. Be right back.
Hey, it's Nick Kale. As part of our Veteran Spotlight program, we are asking you to nominate a local World War II veteran to be featured on our show the week of November 11th. Go to 1210WPHT.com to submit a photo and quick story of a local vet so that we can celebrate his or her remarkable commitment and exceptional service during World War II. Army, Navy, Marines, Coast Guard, nurses, service pilots, medical staff, we want to hear your story. Visit 1210WPHT.com to submit your nomination. Veteran Spotlight is a partnership program with the Travis Manion Foundation presented by Window Nation. For all of your window and door needs, visit windownation.com.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Kamala backed Biden on everything. She was the deciding vote for his disastrous economic agenda. Kamala and Joe raised taxes on the middle class, and prices soared. Kamala was in charge of his open border policies, giving welfare to illegals while Americans struggle. And their weakness invited wars. Now Kamala wants to double down on failure. It's time to turn the page on Joe and Kamala's failed agenda. President Trump fights for you. His strength kept us safe. Trump cut taxes for families. Prices were lower and the border secure. Now, President Trump can do it again.
And we are going to launch a new golden age of American success for the citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed.
Remember, Kamala broke it. President Trump will fix it.
I'm Donald Trump, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Donald J. Trump for President 2024, Inc.
Hi, this is Dom Giordano. Get ready to tackle the NFL action with FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge Casino, America's #1 sportsbook, because right now new customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Same game parlay, Thursday night football game, Texans at Jets. Brees Hall over rushing yards. C.D. Stroud, I take him all the time over 1.5 passing touchdowns. And Stephon Diggs over receiving yards. I'd go under on that one. Just visit FanDuel.com/Dom. That's D-O-M to make every moment more this season. FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 1210 WPHT. You have to be 21 plus, present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, 1-800-GAMBLER.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
They don't call her Confiscation Kamala for nothing. Don't take it from us.
And I support a mandatory buyback program.
A mandatory buyback program? That means the government forcing you to turn in your firearms. To what lengths would Kamala go? Well, she doesn't even support the individual right to own a firearm.
I'm prepared to take executive action and put in place a ban on the importation of assault weapons into our country.
We get it. Sometimes it's tough to understand what she's talking about. But on the Second Amendment and your rights, Confiscation Kamala has been crystal clear. Her gun control agenda comes straight from that petri dish of bad ideas that is California. She can claim to be a gun owner all she wants, but we all know she's the same anti-gun California radical she's always been. Don't be left defenseless. Defeat Confiscation Kamala. Vote Trump like your life depends on it, because it does. NRA Political Victory Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. NRAPVF.org.
You may have heard, Wawa has pizza. And right now, Wawa has pizza at a really great price.
Wawa has personal pizza for a night of gaming.
And it's only $6.
Wawa has pizza for when we don't want to cook.
And a 14-inch is $8.
Wawa has pizza for after practice.
A 16-inch to feed the team, $10. Right now, get a personal 14 or 16-inch Wawa pizza for just $6, $8, or $10. Wawa has pizza for all at a really great price.
Is your home cold and drafty, or windows and doors just won't open like they used to anymore? Brighten your home with new doors and windows from Emmons Roofing and Siding.
We offer a wide selection to fit your style and budget, ensuring energy efficiency and aesthetic appeal.
And new doors and windows enhance your home's value and comfort.
Call us today at 856-885-6677 or visit us at callemmons.com.
From top to bottom,
to inside and out,
at Emmons, we have you covered.
Weather sponsored by First Harvest Credit Union.
Near record warmth is in the forecast today with plenty of sunshine, high up around 82. The record high for Philadelphia is 82. Tonight becoming mostly cloudy, low 64. And for Friday, an early morning shower possible, otherwise partly sunny, still warm with a high 78.
Open a First Harvest Credit Union growth checking account and have easy access to your money for everyday spending, while earning as high as 2.0% annual percentage yield. Visit firstharvestcu.com for details. Membership restrictions apply. Insured by NCUA.
Be sure to follow Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
And it feels so good. You're so funny. Reunited. Rich Scioli,
I love
reunited.
Rich's giggles, too.
That's funny.
Rich
I didn't know it was
Scioli.
in Greece or not. I just wasn't sure.
I know it was 9 years ago that this was my 9-year anniversary with you, Rich.
Yeah.
So happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, Dawn. And I remember walking out of the studio with you the night before the election, and fake farmer Bruce Springsteen and fake farmer Bon Jovi were performing, remember? And you turned to me and you said, look at all these white people. Trump's going to win. You remember?
Because they were all white people shipped in.
All white people.
And remember they were not fired up. Remember that? They were like, ugh. They were just like.
Yeah. They're standing in line for a free concert. They're checking their phone. They're looking around. They're bored, Clearly just coming for the concert.
Yeah, totally. Free concert. So, two couple of headlines, by the way. We're hearing about a lot of congestion, Rich. So, the AFSCME union, 9,000 workers, they authorized this strike. And so they're all around City Hall in that area and blocking traffic. And it's a growing group. So just a heads up, think about Krasner. They're trying to have this court proceeding where they're trying to hold Elon. I wish Elon Musk were in court because he could talk to fire up some of these workers or something.
Yeah.
Reading between the lines, essentially what she's saying, Rich, if you want to make Brett Barron on time, you better leave now.
Yeah, well, that's, now I'm a little bit nervous because I got Opelka doing my last hour for me, so I can skedaddle and get down there because the hit's at 6:30, but it's down at Independence Hall, so hopefully they'll be gone by then.
I don't know. It's they're showing chopper shots at this point, so I don't know if they're going anywhere. So just a heads up.
Fire up the helicopter.
Yeah, right. The Zeoli chopper.
And thank you for not saying that I was in Wegmans, which is where I was, listening on my AirPods to you guys. And
that's what I do. You live vicariously.
And Dan
in my
didn't read
head.
the rest of the text I said about Bridget, so I'll just share with you, Dawn, since he didn't. I said my wife does Pilates in tight yoga pants, which is true. That's all I said. That's what? That's all I said.
She's a hot yoga mom, hot Pilates mom.
Yeah.
We love Bridget. You always say you married up.
Well, yes, I did, and so did your husband, by the way. So did Larry Bear.
Thank you, my friend. So you're on with, what did they call him? Somebody called him, it was Joe Rogan called him Brett Breer or something. They called him. It was so funny. But,
like Brer Rabbit?
Like Brer Rabbit. So you're on with Brer Rabbit at 6:30. Are you a part of a panel or what?
It's me and another person who I think is a Democrat. It's the two of us. Now, look, the thing about this is that I could get bumped because but the last two times I was supposed to be on with Dana, I got bumped. It just happens. But as of right now, for 6:30, it's me and a Democrat to talk about all things PA, live from Independence Mall down there by the Liberty Bell, somewhere around there. And that's as of right now. So that's good. Hopefully I won't get bumped, and but if I do get bumped, it's fine. I'll go trick-or-treating with the kids. And
This isn't like an outdoor thing Zeoli Army people can go cheer on, is it?
That'd be awesome.
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah.
Now I gotta pull up the text.
Like, how they do the college game day mornings out there with
we could tailgate. That could be fun.
That'd be a Halloween treat for life. So because
I'll be on with Katie Meyer from Spotlight PA, and it's going to be down. Let's see. It's going to be at the Liberty View at Independence Hall Visitor Center, 599 Market Street, Philadelphia. We'll be live from 6 to 7 p.m. and my hit time is at 6:30, and I need makeup. So.
Okay.
No, you don't.
Is that a call to me? Yeah, you always need makeup and the powder.
Yeah.
You need the powder.
Because I'm shiny and I get the red Rudolph rosacea.
Well, everybody needs
nose.
I would love to powder the president because I know he's out. Like, he's looking very shiny. You know what I mean?
He is. He's looking shiny, and the orange vest brought out the shine yesterday.
Hey, what'd you guys think of
I loved it.
What'd you guys think of the the biting baby is a little bit weird, but the panda costume that Joel was wearing?
Oh, did you see that?
Yeah, well, why is Biden biting babies? Did Pelosi bite him? Is he a vampire now? Is that what happened?
It's just weird.
And now
It's
is that
really
baby
weird.
a vampire? Because that's how it works, right? The bite is what spreads it.
It's just, it gets creepier by the minute.
By the minute, but he hates her so much. I love it. He loves to steal her thunder. So she's doing her closing rally and her big speech, and Biden goes out there and calls everybody garbage.
So let me ask
Just
Dawn,
to change the narrative.
because you've been saying this on your show, Rich. Dawn, do you think that Biden has a little, reluctance in him that's kind of telling him, I don't want Kamala to win this. I want to get out there and embarrass her to a degree. Do you think this is purposeful, the garbage comment, the biting the babies, or do you think this is kind of just Biden losing it?
I don't think he's losing it, but nothing would surprise me. Honestly, nothing would surprise me whatsoever. But the fact of the matter is that to me, what's most important here is that vice president, we have to remember, she's the current vice president of the United States of America. So Kamala Harris is not able to spin this. What she should be saying is, he's a grandpa and a great grandpa, and I think this is why he needs to retire. And he says things and he, mixes them up. And of course, people are like, she should be able to do, however she's going to pivot it, she should be able to pivot, but she can't. And it shows you think about Trump and the Trump campaign, Rich, that, Trump the flexibility of these guys, you know what I mean? To get the garbage truck, get the Make America Great Again logo on it, get him in the vest and be that flexible. I mean, you as an advisor to these huge campaigns, and I can say this because Chris Christie did reveal it in his book, Rich, but right, this is something that I would imagine an expert like you with campaigns that you would say is critical for the candidate to be flexible.
I hope you enjoyed this garbage truck.
Right? I mean,
yeah. Look, I mean, Dawn, I don't understand why she is not pushing away from Biden more if she wants to be the change candidate and denouncing more of his policies. And it's very strange. It really is. And I think it may come down to the fact that they have not locked down their base yet, and they're worried about their base not showing up. And there's a feeling out there that Trump's going to win. If that happens and they're worried about depressed turnout and then she goes out and betrays Biden, maybe they're afraid even more Democrats will stay home. I got to think a lot of the base is ticked off that they just put her in there. They never voted for her. And I think there's just a lot of people who are not voting for her. If anything, if they're coming out, they're voting against Trump, but they're not voting for Kamala Harris. They're not excited to vote for Kamala Harris. Whatever turnout happens is going to be an anti-Trump vote. It's not a pro-Kamala Harris vote, I don't think.
So, Rich, I just want to ask you about this because we hear about these court cases, and in my humble opinion, there's something happening here with it is like a revolution where, Rich, people are, even calling in to Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, or they're posting on social media, they're taking videos. And it's almost like this grassroots movement of, just patriots and warriors who are saying, I'm gonna put the transparency. They're not waiting for local GOP officials to do it because they didn't do it in Bucks County, Rich. That was all because of a lot, our listeners, quite frankly. But do you get that sense where people are just, fed up and just feel like we the people, we have to speak up here? And we have to point out what's happening with inconsistencies or things happening. And it's almost like they're drowning out the top of the ticket. It's almost like they're drowning out, like nobody's talking about Trump saying something's being stolen or blah, 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 because you have thousands of people doing it. Do you know what I'm saying?
I do, yeah. And I love the point you made earlier in your show when you said that it was you who let us know by sending in your videos, and you called the show, and people were calling my show and sending videos and video clips. And I mean, I heard you say Laura Trump's doing a great job, and Whatley's doing a great job, and Linda's doing a great job. But ultimately, it's you, our listeners, who were making this happen and calling us and taking the videos. And I love what you said about charge your phone and go out there and be ready to do this, because we have to, because immediately, if anyone makes an allegation, the corporate media is going to turn around and say it's a conspiracy theory, or they're trying to spread, mistrust in the election or distrust. But when you've got it on video, and you could point this out and say, no, look, it's 1:30 in the afternoon in Bucks County, and we're being turned away here. And then that leads to them having the evidence they need to go to court and go before a judge. And that's what happened in Bucks County. They had all the evidence they needed to be able to get the early voting extended until tomorrow at 5 p.m. And I just want to say, Dawn, I think everybody in Bucks County should try to vote in person tomorrow by 5 p.m. if they can. I don't think we should leave anything to chance.
Yeah.
I know that the polls look great for Trump right now, but the polls were wrong in 2020 and they were wrong in 2016. And I don't know if there's a shy Harris voter or if they're purposely overcompensating for their deficiencies in 16 and 20 by giving Trump more points. I want to act at this point like this thing is going to be down to one vote, and what I'm worried about is that there's a feeling of confidence out there, which is good, but that on election day, somebody's going to be stuck in traffic or driving home or whatever and think, he's got this, right? Who would vote for her? He's got this. And then we wind up losing by 1,000 votes in Pennsylvania. So I think everybody who can vote early should do so.
So what are and I think you're right. It's a great point. I was actually listening because I always have you in the earbuds, and I was actually in Carline, I think. And that's when you were talking about our friend Val, Bianca Niello. And she's, and people might not know this by the video, but I mean, she's a hot mama. It has to be Delco.
She is. I think they wanted to frisk her. That's my theory.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And I was afraid to ask her, like, Val, have you ever been in handcuffs before? Because one woman never asks that to another woman. Because you never know what answer you're going to get, right? But I did love it. Like, she's just like this feisty mom who's saying, you know what, stand your ground, stay in line. And it was almost like the call, the Delco mom call heard around the country. And it started right there on the Zioli show. So you're the best, my friend.
She texted me and I read it on the air. And then, I told her I wanted an exclusive. I turned on your show the next day and she's on with you. I'm like, oh, that hooer. Not her, Dawn.
Well, she could have
Dan,
done all of us.
for booking her. Dan, I'm talking
I
about.
booked her. He had nothing to do with
Dan,
it.
That's
I'm
right.
sorry.
Dan to me.
Wait, hey, I'm
texted
not going
her.
to take people behind the scenes, but my hands are clean on this one. That's all I'm going to say.
She would have done all of us. She
Whoa,
would've-
gee, okay,
Whoa,
this
hey
is
there.
getting,
interviewing.
I forgot about this. See, this is what I missed.
Well, we will see you on the Biggity Big.
I'm staying around. Dan told me to stick around. I'm staying.
I did text when I texted to you. If
Will?
you want to do that, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
please,
hang around.
can you?
We got to hear about your
Yeah.
tour real quick. Take a quick break
Well,
and
see,
then come right back.
I remember when the first visit that Rich and Bridget went on to Italy with conservative tours, and Rich knows this. He said there's nobody does conservative tours better. And do you know that a lot of the friends who went with Rich, went with Dom, joined me last year on our Italy tour. Now we're taking you to the Italian Riviera gastronomical event that only conservative tours can deliver. They're the best. Join me 11 luxurious days with the professionals from Conservative Tours. And this is, by the way, they have an A+. You can look them up and do your own research, but they have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. We love them here. Portofino, Rapallo, Santa Margherita, Ligure, Tuscany, and the brilliant Cinque Terre. $53.78. Yes, that includes your airfare. $53.78. Dining events at the wineries in Tuscany. Even an authentic farm visit to see Parmesan cheese being crafted by hand. Call toll-free 888-733-9494. Go to conservativetours.com, and you'll see the full itinerary, pictures, hidden Italian villages you've never seen, like Giacomo Puccini, San Gimignano, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, Florence, Michelangelo's Florence, and Milan. We will conclude this incredible trip on the Lakes region with Bellagio, Orta, and Isola Bella. Join me next spring in Italy. I'll see you in Cinque Terre. Conservativetours.com. Tell them Dawn sent you.
Hi, this is Dom Giordano for my friend, dentist and board-certified prosthodontist Dr. Robert Bentz and the Bentz Dental Group. His state-of-the-art facility makes your dentistry as easy as can be. Recently, they had a permanent tooth put in. And you know how it is. In the past, you bite down, it's too high. It's always too high. The back and forth getting it just right. Well, not this time. With Dr. Bentz, it fit perfectly the first time. Call the Bentz Dental Group now, 610-272-6949. Visit BentzDentalGroup.com, 610-272-6949.
Wawa's hot turkey is back, and it's bringing the comforting flavors of the season with it. Sink into savory stuffing, cozy up with sweet cranberry sauce, and relax into some warm, buttery mashed potatoes. Grab your pillows and blankets, because hot turkey is back. Plus, get your cozy cravings satisfied from the comfort of your bed with $0 delivery when you order on the Wawa app. Try the Wawa Gobbler today in a hoagie or bowl for a limited time. Gotta have a Wawa.
Hey, this is Jimmy Fallon in the house, and dig this, folks. This is not a drill. It's the real thing. You can now join me weeknights from 7 to 10 p.m. on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT or anywhere on the free Odyssey app.
Halloween Day, trick or treat. If you want a little treat, you could head down because our own Rich Zioli is going to be live on Fox News, 6:30 at Liberty View, right there at Independence, right by across from Independence Hall. So it's where they have a lot of wedding venues. So you have the backdrop, the view of Independence Hall, but it's like across the street from it, and then sort of catty corner from the Jewish Museum, the National Jewish Museum there. So I'm just saying, 6:30, he'll be there live.
If Rich is doing this at 6:30, is he bringing the kiddos trick or treating?
Oh, that would be great.
No, Bridget's on trick or treat detail tonight.
Oh wow.
We get there. She's going to a little pre-party with some friends, and then, like all the adults, they'll be having their road sodas as they go trick or treating throughout the neighborhood.
What every mom does. Looks like your sippy cup.
Yeah, remember during COVID, Dawn, we talk about this all the time. Oh yeah, they're just doing their power walking with their water.
Yeah, with their water in the cup. You know, it could be lemonade. with something in it. I'm just saying.
Just say so. Yeah. So I'll do the Fox News hit at 6:30, assuming I don't get bumped, and I could get bumped. It's all right. It doesn't matter. And then I'll meet up with the kids. I'll join up on the Halloween. Yeah. How your Spirit Halloween adventure this morning was fascinating.
So
an armed robbery at Spirit Halloween in Philadelphia.
Crazy.
You can't make this up.
So like I say to Greg, because Esty, who's the Kamala, who's been on with your buddies over at Fox with on the Gutfeld show and all that stuff. So she was on. So I knew. She was going to be on and so on and so forth. I go, Greg, can I just run over? Because David, who's, it's his senior year. So I'd already gotten the costume of Raphael, with the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
And so I'd already gotten that full costume and I was very proud of myself. I got the costume. So I thought he was good to go. Well, then he says, yeah, but that's for school because the football team, all the seniors are Raphael. But then they have a party.
Wait, they're all
yeah.
Why aren't they different?
Because
there's Donatello.
There's multiple Ninja Turtles they could go as.
But like the freshmen are Donatello.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like
Gotcha.
they do freshmen.
That makes sense. Then.
So the seniors are Raphael. So I got that. I was done like a week ago. Then he says to me last night, you know what I want to be for the Halloween party? Because of course all of our kids have better social lives than any of us.
Sure.
And he goes, I want to be Buddy the Elf.
Nice.
So I'm like, okay.
That's a Christmas costume.
No, it's not. It's Buddy the Elf. It's like cool.
It is actually.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I was Buddy the Elf one.
You were?
Actually, yeah.
So you were Buddy the Elf for Halloween?
Yeah.
So
it's a great costume.
Yeah, it's a great. I mean, I would go as John McClane. That's a Christmas movie, Die
That's
Hard.
a good one.
I just repurposed it as a
Agreed.
Christmas costume that I've worn multiple Christmases since. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
I expect him to do the same.
So we were running around to Spirit Halloween. So they kept telling us we're all out, but the one at 10th and Market, they have a bunch of them. They have a full stock. So that's why I said
Philadelphia hates Christmas.
So I said to Greg, I'm like, since Esty's on with, you know what I mean, with Nick and Greg, can I just run? He's like, go ahead. This is like 10 to 9. So I jump in the car, I zoom down, I can make great time, 10th and Market, and I park, pay $18 for parking, no problem. I get there literally 5 minutes, and get in there, get to the door, it's locked. I'm like, what? Are they closed? What's going on here? And then finally they opened the door and they were all shaken up. And they said that they had just had a robbery.
Amazing.
I know.
Only in Philly. Only in Philly does a freaking Halloween store get robbed on Halloween. You can't make this up.
It's so true. And then Dan had the good point to say, just blocks away, there's Krasner in court trying to fight Elon Musk, right? When we have this kind of crime.
Or is he getting surgery? Which is it? I'm not sure.
I know. I said, sir, I misspoke.
Here's the thing. I think that what I'm worried about going into this election is I'm seeing that there's a lot of women voters who are voting early, and I'm worried about the suburban. That's what's making me nervous, and so I think that obviously we got to get every vote out there for Trump. I went into Costco this morning, right?
And what did you say?
I had to return something, and the woman at the counter recognized me, which is cool, because now that I'm doing more TV, that happens. She goes, are you rich? I said, yes. She goes,
are you Ron DeSantis?
Are you Buddy the Elf? And she said, so I had to return some chicken, and then she took it back, but she goes, I don't understand how anybody can vote for her. She's terrible. She's an awful candidate. I said, well, they're voting against Trump. I said, that's the problem. She goes, I can't talk politics here. I'll get in trouble, but I don't know. I just don't understand it. She said, can we win Pennsylvania? I said, I think we can. But I think I really do think it's going to be close because the hatred for this man who we both know. And by the way, if anyone should hate Donald Trump, it should be me, since he literally took a silver platter out of my hand and gave it to you and then gave me the lesser platter. I don't hate him. I voted for him the other day. So I don't understand the hatred for this guy. And yeah, I know him. You were in the Oval Office with him. We know him. He's a nice guy. He's a nice man. He's a grandpa. But it's like the fact that he's got to go up there. He's got Jewish grandkids. And the fact that he's got to stand up there and say, I'm not Hitler is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It is. It does. I do worry like you do because Democrats do outnumber Republicans technically. But I think that I do think at the end of if everybody comes out to vote, if everybody does like you should do, and make sure you vote, whether you're in Bucks, vote, by tomorrow or vote on Tuesday. Yeah. I think he's got this. Larry and I last night, we were like, who's going to be, agriculture, that's Kristi Noem. Like, who's going to be in all the different departments.
So
Burgum.
Tulsi was on with me yesterday.
What
I'd
is
like
she
to
gonna
see
be?
Tulsi as UN ambassador. I think she would crush it.
So you don't think? Okay, so you think she'd be UN ambassador?
Could
so
be.
she wouldn't be. She wouldn't be secretary of fill in the blank.
But she could be. I mean, Secretary of State could be good for her. I want to see her do something with the globalists, though, because I think that'd be a sweet spot for her to tackle the globalists, and she can go in there and she'd go to the UN and she could lecture all those people.
That'd be awesome.
Obviously, we're hearing that Mike Waltz is going to be Secretary of either Defense, maybe Secretary of the Army, something like that, which is going to open up a seat in Florida in the House, and then Rubio. There's rumors he's going to the cabinet, which could open up a Senate seat. So that could be very fascinating to watch.
And so what's going to happen? We'll go back with you to the Oval Office. We'll reenact. We can leave all of them waiting like Trump did.
We'll go back to the Oval Office. And one thing is the Easter egg roll, because I never took my kids before.
Aww.
This is the real reason I hope Trump wins. I mean, yes, the economy's a mess. The
And the
border's
platter.
wide open. But I got to bring the kids to the White House Easter egg roll. So this is the real reason why we need to make sure he gets back in there. And I want another chance of getting the real platter, not the lesser. I mean, Dan, you should have seen it. He hands me this beautiful silver White House, huge, right? Hands it to me and hands Dawn this little thing, and then looks at me, looks at her, takes it out of my hands, gives it to Dawn, and then gives me the little one and goes, "You take that one." This is all in his office, right off of the Oval Office.
I mean, that is the move, though. That's what you got to do there.
That's the move, right?
Yeah. Was there any food on the platter, or was it just a platter? Like, was there?
No, it was like in a nice box. It was like a ceremonial White House box and everything like
That's
that.
awesome.
You know?
Yeah. Well, Dawn deserves a bigger one. Come on.
I treasure it. But we got to get him back in there so we'll reenact it. Leave all the board. They'll all be waiting. Cabinet will be waiting like last time, and I'll steal the big.
And all our
platter
friends
again.
who keep coming on the show, like Caroline Levitt and Caroline Sunshine, I mean, they're all going to wind up becoming the press people, and
How
they're going
cool
to be
is
our
that?
buddies. So I know.
It's awesome. It's going to be beautiful.
Victoria Coates, I'm hoping, will be the national security advisor to the president, which would be amazing because she comes on my show every Friday. That would be epic.
So keep it. Everybody's got to keep calling into our shows. Let us know, like the recommendations.
Yes.
We'll fill the cabinets. My friend, I know you'll make sure you powder up, bronze a little. We'll see you tonight live 6:30, and of
All
course
right,
the
buddy.
Zioli show at 3.
Thanks for having me, Dawn. Love
All right,
you.
my dear, I love you.
All
Rick
right, bye,
Zioli.
Dan.
See you.
He's the best.
I'm upset that I don't get the same kind of love, though, at the end there.
Love you, guy.
All right.
We got to take a break. We'll be right back. But when we talk about protecting your privacy, and this is so important, we talk about safety, we talk about protecting your privacy all the time. And you've heard me say this for many, many years, right? That there's nothing more important than protecting your privacy. And so for me, I've used DuckDuckGo. You know this for years. I should have, with Zioli, we've talked about DuckDuckGo, that they're actually a local company. And, discovered them many years ago. They've actually been around since like 2010, but they're local. We've met them, and a great local company, and they believe in this. And you know how important online privacy, online security is. And that is why I subscribe to Privacy Pro from DuckDuckGo. So this is a 3-in-1 privacy subscription service. So I know that you probably already have DuckDuckGo. You already have the app, right? But this is a subscription Privacy Pro from DuckDuckGo, 3-in-1 privacy subscription service, and it truly protects your personal information from being exploited by these hackers, these scammers, these privacy invasive companies. Plus, like I say, it's from DuckDuckGo, so it's legit. With Privacy Pro, here's how it works. DuckDuckGo's VPN secures your Wi-Fi connection anytime, anywhere. Second, it has identity theft restoration. If your identity gets stolen, DuckDuckGo Privacy Pro helps you restore it. And now the third piece of this, personal information removal. You're going to love this. Have you ever searched your own name online? And I want you to try this. Search your own name online, and then you'll notice how many sites are actually selling information about you. Privacy Pro is going to help you remove your personal info from those truly creepy sites so they cannot share it, they cannot sell it. How cool is that? So get all this for $9.99 a month as my listener if you go to DuckDuckGo.com, DuckDuckGo.com/1210. you're going to get an exclusive 7-day free trial on me, duckduckgo.com/1210. Tell them Dawn sent you.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. Call 800-290-7100. That's 800-290-7100. 800-290-7100. You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody. Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/gutter to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/gutter for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
See Joe Conklin with the City Rhythm Orchestra at Newman Goretti High School in South Philly, Saturday, November 23rd. For tickets, go to joeconklin.com. joeconklin.com!
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Kamala backed Biden on everything. She was the deciding vote for his disastrous economic agenda. Kamala and Joe raised taxes on the middle class, and prices